This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
I'm already getting my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Today we toast an anonymous 22-year-old woman. Thank you, Reddit, for allowing people to remain anonymous, yet share their life stories. In this case, she's 22 years old, but she's been in a 3-year relationship with her boyfriend, who's 24 years old. But the relationship recently ended because the boyfriend assumed that she was cheating on him. And she kind of was. But here's the thing. He noticed that she was making a lot of suspiciously long trips out of the home. So finally, last week, he confronted her for cheating on him, and he dumped her. So, look, I can't take this. It's ridiculous. We've been together for 3 years. This is what you do. Well, she told him what was really going on. See, he's a vegan, and she was sneaking out to go to McDonald's to eat meat. And she would stay at the McDonald's and eat the meat. Thing is, he didn't believe her. But she swears it's true. Now she's trying to figure out how to prove it. She says, quote, I never thought my relationship would end over something so stupid.
Look, I don't care.
Yet it did.
I don't care what the reason is. If you're telling me I can't go to McDonald's, I'm going to find a way to sneak my way to McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean,
on principle that you told me I couldn't do something, or I wasn't allowed to.
Well, we don't know.
But wait, I still couldn't live my life without McDonald's.
But we don't know that he ever said, like, you can't eat meat. Like, he's a vegan.
Yeah, I think there must be something where she felt guilty about it, or...
Well, I'm sure.
Either way.
The post I read, she was like, he was vegan when we started dating. Mm-hmm. I had been thinking about going vegan, but the moment I went vegan, I just had a weird craving for chicken nuggets. So it seems like she was pretty much vegan with him all the time.
So she was doing it as much as she could. But every once in a while, you got to get your fix in.
Right, but the other problem was that she was always running to the so she'd go eat the nuggets, go to the grocery store, but this was starting to happen often and often, but she could never take him with them. So I get where the guy's coming from.
I get where he's coming from completely. Okay. Right. I just love the things like, yeah, I'm cheating on you, but with chicken nuggets, baby. And he's like, BS. Anyway, we drink. we pour this booze, then we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, can you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Rob. Welcome to the Men's Room.
What's going on? Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola. Hi, Rob. You understand how this here game is played?
Oh, I do.
Fantastic. You know you have your choice of one of 3 stories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Oh, let's go Bite Me.
Bite Me.
Eat it. Get yourself an egg and beat. And then get an Egg McMuffin with an English muffin.
We go to the fine state of Pennsylvania, where a northeastern Pennsylvania man, now he's already sentenced to 2 years in prison for tampering with food of 2 coworkers. Well, now he's received additional jail time. 60-year-old Joseph of Larksville pleaded guilty last month to a federal charge of tampering with a consumer product. Well, he just pleaded guilty recently to stalking and indecent assault and was sentenced to another 6 months in addition to his 2 years. Now, prosecutors say that the man messed with the food containers of coworkers at the Procter & Gamble plant at least 13 times in a period of about a year and a half. Defense attorney Demetrius Fanick questioned whether they could be both federal and state charges, and guess what? There can be. Anyway, the suspect here told the judge he's sorry for his actions and what he'd put his family through. In other words, boy, I hate getting caught. But the question for you is, what was he tampering with people's food? Was it poop, blood, pubic hair, and, of course, for Ted, semen?
Ooh. I don't know so much about the semen. I'm leaning there between the pubic hair or the blood. What do you think, Ted? Help me out. Besides semen, I know, brother, but...
All right. So let's say semen.
Rob's a veteran of the program.
Man, I don't know. Like, pubic hair seems weird enough that he would just do it.
Any of them seem weird enough to me.
You know what? For some reason, going out on a limb here, and I'll say poop.
Ted, you're going to go poop?
Well, I'm giving him a recommendation. I'm going semen.
Oh, you are?
If it's an option, Ted's going to take it.
Okay. All right. Rob, what are you thinking?
I think I'm going to go out the limb. I'm thinking blood.
Rob's going to go blood. Man, I lost to Ted yesterday. I thought I had a good theory of mine. But I think just based on the fact that this guy and the jail term involved, I'm jumping on the Ted Seaman train.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go with that as my final answer.
Yeah.
Plenty of room.
And Rob, you're going to stick with poop. Or, I'm sorry, blood, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with blood.
Okay. We're going to find out what this guy put in his coworker's food. Was it poop, blood, pubic hair, or semen next?
That was a tease.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Categories find me on profile list. We got a Pennsylvania man sentenced to jail for tampering with a coworker's food. I guess he was in jail before this.
He was already in jail, then he copped to a few more charges, and they gave him additional time.
So I guess he messed with his coworker's food some 13 times before being busted. Question is, what was he tampering with, and what was he putting in the food? Was it poop, blood, pubic hair, or semen?
And we started with Rob. Rob went blood. Rob, I'm sorry. It is not blood. D. Ted Smith, we know you're going to pick semen because if semen's an option, you're going to take it. But Miles, you said, you know what? I'm going to hop on the semen train. I believe that's a quote.
Yeah. Ted Semen Train.
The Ted Semen Train, right? Get your T-shirts now.
Yeah.
Just because the nature of...
It's a dinner...
Ted Semen Train, yes.
Actually, it's a 10:30 a.m. train.
Oh, you like it in the morning? All right. I was thinking it was like a later dinner car kind of thing.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Brunch.
I believe it's a smoking car. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the two of you went semen. It was semen.
Yes. Thanks for letting me on board there.
No problem.
Yes. Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with 10.
And now,
Because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box.
Armageddon.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
The Jimmies.
Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon.
Trevor Noah.
Oh, Trevor Noah.
Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
That's right. These guys all have teams of talented writers come up with their monologues each and every night, and it's up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke, and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
7-Eleven is introducing a new item to its hot food lineup, fish bites. I know they have been busy, but how did the CDC let this one slip through the cracks?
I think it's Fallon.
Yeah, I'll say Fallon.
That is Jimmy Fallon.
7-Eleven is adding a new item to its hot food lineup, fish bites.
I know they've been busy, but how does the CDC let this slip through the cracks? You know what I'm saying?
You're going to try 7-Eleven fish bite.
You know what I'm thinking.
Wait a minute. Have you tried the hamburger roll or the hamburger log thing we got?
I have not tried that.
Yeah, we tried it, I think.
We bought it, but nobody tried it.
Oh.
Well, Mike and I did. But
Well, it had gone cold since then, and it didn't do it any kind of justice that it would have gotten fresh.
Hot fish bites, are you in?
No.
From 7-Eleven, no.
But I see you looking like, I'm going to get these hot fish bites. I'm like, I think you got to try some of the more exotic things down there.
I'm bringing a 4-pack back, just so you guys
I'll
know.
give it a go.
Yeah. Once I see them, you know I'm going to buy them for us.
And I don't...
Dude, it'll be like $4 and you'll get like 30 nuggets. You know
There's a reason for that.
It'll be ridiculous.
And I generally like fish bites, like if a bar is like...
Sure.
But usually the bar's on the coast.
This is not a bar. This is 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Like available in Kansas City.
We have them everywhere.
We have fish bites. Yeah, right.
There's a great way to get a vaccine. Anybody can get it now. All you have to do is move to Alaska. Alaska just became the first state to offer vaccine to every resident over the age of 16, which of all places, the one state where everybody is already social distance, people move to Alaska just to be 6 feet apart from each other.
Yeah, I'll say 10.
Jimmy Kimmel.
There's a great way to get the vaccine. Anybody can get it now, and all you have to do is move to Alaska. Alaska became the first state to offer the vaccine to every resident over the age of 16, which of all places, the one state where everyone is already socially distant, people move to Alaska just to be 6 feet apart from each other.
Actress Gail Gadot. Is that how you say that? Gadot?
I believe so. Just Wonder Woman, if you're wondering.
Wonder Woman.
Actress Gail Gadot revealed on Monday morning that she is pregnant with her third child. What's the gender of the baby, you ask? I wonder.
Ted Smith.
Seth Meyers.
Ted Smith.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
I know
That was
you were
great.
like, just call her Wonder Woman. I'm like,
No,
I can't.
that was
That's
awesome.
the punchline.
That was awesome.
You think she says, are you having a boy or a woman? It's Gal Gadot, you know. Man, oh man.
I just saw that 7-Eleven has a new item called fish bites. And the good news is that when you order them, they automatically hand you the key to the bathroom.
No bathrooms at 7-Eleven. I'll say Ted Smith.
Seth Meyers.
Jimmy Fallon.
But this is nice. If you order the fish bites, they just automatically hand you the bathroom key.
You know, I gotta say this, speaking of fish bites again, there's a bar I know, I guess that's Glen Burnie? Not quite Baltimore. Either Baltimore to everybody.
Right.
But it's just funny. I don't like their fish and chips, but they have like rockfish bites. I'm like, oh, these are great.
But you don't like their fish
But
and
I
chips.
won't eat their fish and chips. You do the math. A murder suspect in California was mistakenly released from jail yesterday because of a data entry error. Dibs, said Netflix.
Ted Smith.
Seth Meyers.
That's Seth Meyers.
A murder suspect in California was mistakenly released from jail yesterday due to a data entry error. Dibs, said Netflix.
Now, Netflix is a newer streaming service, right? They have a ton of shows on there.
Sure.
A lot of their big ones are network shows that have gone over there. Now, one network show that was massive and everything was Grey's Anatomy. It's been running for 17th season.
you figure when it ends, it's going to be like a big deal, right?
Should be.
Great. You probably have a lot of trouble just getting into work based on how you walk and as much as they shoot on.
Oh, yeah, on First Hill.
Yeah, totally.
So the funny thing is, they're not really sure if it's going to end. This is supposed to be the last season, but a showrunner says I'm planning a final episode that could function as either a season finale or a series finale. Planning for both contingencies. It's hard. It's not ideal. It's not what I wish for. ABC and Disney have been in renewal talks with the show for months. Nothing's been determined. Basically, the show is asking ABC, like, hey, let us know. Right? Like, are we doing this or not?
Right, because you're actors. Mm-hmm. I mean, do I need to get a new gig or am I still getting a paycheck, man?
Well, and the people writing it are like, are we tying everything together or is this going to be a cliffhanger like The Sopranos?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, there'll still be a hospital standing when they're done. Yeah. That's the one thing about a hospital drama.
Sure,
you could go back and do General Hospital, recast it. It's still General Hospital.
You're exactly right.
So it's not like, the fire department doesn't go away. You know what I mean? Like all these shows, like you could.
Does Grey's Anatomy still have all the people on there, like McDreamy and all those?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I want to say the original chick.
I think the one dude owns Pete's Coffee now, so he's moved on to the coffee world.
Right.
Total Seattle.
The original chick, black chick. I don't know. But I mean, look, man. I would have been happy if that were my show. Like, the show is stupid, but I've been doing this for 17 seasons. I haven't had to look for more work.
Yeah, there's one, like, is it Katherine Heigl? Heigl. I think she's on that show.
She was.
Or she was.
She was one of those people that got fired because apparently she sucks to work with.
There's somebody on that show I know that basically was like, yeah, man, like, none of us really care anymore, but like we keep doing episodes, they keep paying us like it's a steady paycheck. Like, and not, I shouldn't say like they said it much nicer, but people were like, "Have you thought about doing this and that?" And they were like, "Yeah," but like it's a huge show; it's hard to leave.
And like any job, like I keep showing up, they keep paying me.
Yeah,
and I don't hate it, so I can't believe it's been on that goddamn long.
17 years. Well, 17 seasons.
Right?
Yeah.
Still though, man, that's a good run for any show.
It is. I mean, to the point, like, there's people watching it. I don't know who they are. Like, Grey's Anatomy for a while there, right, was like a cultural phenomenon.
Like people at Grey's parties and stuff.
Yeah.
There's so many people who work in the medical field that maybe just the idea of whatever medical drama is good and it's on is, good enough.
I don't know that show revolves around medicine so much.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more like the romance and everything going on.
Hook it up going on up
there was
First
a guy
Hill where you live.
Leaving semen stains on a gurney.
Right, there's a guy named McDreamy.
Right, tells me.
That's true.
Probably not.
Would you let him operate on you?
Hell yeah.
Dr. McDreamy?
Yeah, because he's going to show off for everyone else there. He's going to do a bang-up job, right? I don't want the ugly one and no one's interested in.
No, I could be in a bar.
Or was it McSteamy?
No,
was it Steamy or Dreamy?
Both. There was two different ones.
Oh.
McDreamy was Dempsey. Was that his name?
Patrick
Dempsey. And then McSteamy was the other one.
They should have that at McDonald's.
Well, actually, man, they
I'm
originally...
not eating McSteamy.
Would you mean a McDreamy or a McSteamy?
I auditioned for the show. I wanted to be McCreamy.
Oh, no.
I think I'll take the McSteamy. Sounds like it's going to be really nasty.
You don't want the McSteamy.
There's a lot of hot sauce
I'm going
on
to take the McDreamy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a dessert.
McSteamy.
I'm not sure what the McSteamy smells like. It's like the guy that, kills you under the covers. Right?
You ever this in our Dutch oven.
So like, it's one great thing about Seattle is that the hot dog carts, they grill them.
Yeah.
Right? But like, think about the East Coast and D.C., they just have those hot dog carts where they're basically kind of steaming them in there.
They're boiling them.
Yeah, and they open that thing. That's a very unique smell.
It is. That's McSteamy.
That's what the McSteamy smells like.
Boiled hot dog?
Yeah. I worked a hot dog.
That's what sex smells like.
I worked a hot dog stand once for like volunteer. It sucked.
I mean, you're
like
boiling
inside
your hot
a little
dog.
Pepsi truck. The dream, Mike, was I was pouring out Pepsis.
All right.
The nightmare was cooking hot dogs in there.
Oh, hey, good news. Someone says, hey, Grey's Anatomy watcher here. There are only about 3 of the, quote, OG characters there. After 17 seasons, that still seems like a
Now
lot.
they're gangsters.
I've been a doctor so long.
I'm a gangster. 17 years on this bitch.
They got enough money for it. Let's see. This will be shocking to nobody who's
I feel like that's what Mike did in the bathroom earlier today.
Man, what was that?
No, that's McDonald is in the farm. E-I-E-I-O.
I'm like, dude, are you eating farm animals?
Just lentils and cauliflower.
That's an interesting, potent combination.
Did you air fry the cauliflower?
No, just mixed. Cut them up, put them in a bowl, oil on them, tossed them a little bit, and then put them on a flat pan.
I was wondering about that conversation this morning because I've walked out there before and said, it smells like a barn in there. Do you know what I'm saying now?
Yeah, I went in. Mike was walking out. I walked in. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like being at the zoo.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, when you go to the Puyallup Fair and you pet the goats?
It's kind of like that.
It really is. That barn smells like that?
It doesn't smell like poop per se.
No, it just smells like
a living creature.
Like barn animal.
Anybody that's gone through a breakup or a divorce, this won't shock you. Kim Kardashian, Kanye West aren't speaking.
Well, yeah.
Well, wait a minute. They have children.
They do, but they're a lot richer than anybody you know. So they're co-parenting the kids. Kanye visits them regularly when Kim is out. Basically, she leaves the house, he arrives, hangs out with the kids, and it says here they have a army of nannies, so the transition is easy.
Oh.
I also kind of like that he changed his number before they even filed for divorce.
Army of Nannies sounds like a punk rock band.
We're the Army of Nannies. Army of
All you ready? You guys know how old William Shatner's going to be? His birthday's coming up on the 22nd.
He will be 82, 81 maybe?
I'm going 82.
I'm going to say he's in the 90s. I'm going to say he's 91.
He's going to be 90.
90? Get out of here.
He's as old as Clint Eastwood, James Earl Jones, and Robert Duvall.
You know what? He's held it together. Because he doesn't look like the most in shape guy. I mean,
right, but he doesn't look.
Right, exactly.
He doesn't look 90. That's for sure.
He always just looks like flushed.
Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, he's been around forever, but I did not think he was 90.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, his birthday's coming up this month.
So he's not going to get any movie roles, apparently.
Unless it is Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. Eastwood, I feel like...
He directs, though.
If you said, hey, look, all four of these guys, Shatner, Eastwood, James Earl Jones, and Robert Duvall, I'd watch that movie. I don't know what it's about. Is it a Western?
No, it's an old folks' home.
It's Cocoon Revisited.
You're using the bathroom.
Except Eastwood's angry.
I watched that terrible movie with, I almost called him Martin Sheen. It's not Martin Sheen. Who's the guy that got cancer from his wife's?
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas. And it's like him and his buddies, and they're all old, and they have one more trip to Vegas.
How was that?
That's some funny parts.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
enough that I didn't turn it off.
Yeah.
It's got like Morgan Freeman in it.
Yeah.
And Kevin Kline.
It's got all the old guys you like, but it's kind of funny.
So it's kind of like Bachelor Party with old people.
Yes. And look, at a certain age, you'll get some of the jokes, right? But it's just like, I can't do this, I can't do it because of this medication or whatever. And they're like, screw it.
We're getting cocaine.
This weekend, we're just going crazy. By the way, Shatner was New York Post says he's going to celebrate his birthday party with a replica of the Enterprise from Star Trek, which a fan built. Fans will be able to buy tickets for $50, and for $1,500, you get a special package, including dinner and a tour, plus an autographed photo. The party isn't happening until July, though, due to COVID-19.
I'm just glad to hear that a party's happening and people are invited.
July.
You can buy a ticket. It's still.
For $3,000, he'll sit on your lap for 30 minutes. You find out if he's incontinent.
Oh, no.
I don't need 3 G's for that. He is.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Australian family finds a toad bigger than a dinner plate in their backyard that you do not want to lick. Meanwhile, Wall Street Titans are moving from Miami back to New York as the realization that they are living in Florida kind of hit them pretty quick. Mexico makes the first big step in legalizing the evil weed. It takes 4 cops to hold down a Virginia man for mugshot who would not concede. And a man listening to a song titled 120 drives his car 120 and gets pulled over. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Top story, we go to Florida, where a man was arrested for speeding. Officers stopped him early in the morning, screaming down the road at 120 miles an hour. While the officer conducted the stop, he asked the man why he was going so fast, to which he blamed on the music that he was listening to. He says he was going that speed specifically because he was listening to a song called Ciento Venti, which means 120 in Spanish. He was arrested.
Oh, okay then.
All right, yeah. Right. That makes sense. Along your way, sir. Well done.
Sorry to have pulled you over.
Sammy Hagar get people out of tickets?
That's what I'm saying.
I can't drive.
Hey, man, you know what my favorite band is.
I'm in here listening to Hagar.
Oh, man, listen, crank it up.
I'm getting higher. In other news, meanwhile, in Norfolk, Virginia, a man arrested on several misdemeanor charges didn't feel like posing for the camera. Being taken into custody, the man was less than cooperative when it came to his mugshot, so 2 officers had to hold his face steady so that they can get a photograph. And the mugshot is actually worth a look.
Mm-hmm. Or just holding his head.
Yeah, have you not seen this thing? Take a look.
No.
It's stupid. I mean, it looks like a guy that has to be forced to take a mugshot.
Yeah.
Here. Come on, reset your daggone thing. Hang on.
Nose is all bloodied up.
Of course, the friggin' internet is not working for me today. Doggone you.
There's too many people in the building.
Yep. Oh, there he is. There he is. Look at that. Yeah. Jeez. I don't know what's all over this guy's tongue, but it's yellow. It's gross. Alrighty.
It's fear.
It's fear on his tongue. Oh, there you go. Call back, Ted. Great work, sir. Our neighbors to the south are about to get a whole lot more tourism. A bill just passed in Mexico to further the process of legalizing marijuana nationwide. That would make it the second country in North America to legalize it on a federal level.
Dig it.
Yeah, there's 3 in North America. Well, I mean, Central America technically considered North America.
Sure.
But still, I mean, the major ones.
Yeah.
The
important ones.
There's only one left, huh?
That's right.
How about that?
We're working on it. We're dipping our toe in.
Yeah.
We're doing
Does
the job.
Central America count as North America?
I believe so.
I think it does.
Technically.
I don't know. Find out on Big Dummy next week.
I don't like, all right, write that one down.
Back to speeders, we go to Pennsylvania, where a Maryland man was caught speeding down I-80 going over 100 miles an hour. When an officer attempted to pull him over, he sped up instead, reaching speeds of 120 to 130 miles an hour.
What song was he listening to?
Same song.
Oh, my song was 130.
After 42 miles of chasing the man, officers were able to apprehend him using stop sticks, and he was arrested. Goodness
That's
gracious.
excitement for up there. That is not an exciting place.
But 42 miles. That's one hell of a chase.
Yeah.
Well, when you're driving that fast, it doesn't take as long.
That's true.
He really wanted that car.
Half the time. Yeah, man. Sixth story out of Minnesota. A man was arrested for sexual assault after he was luckily caught on camera. The man is an employee at an assisted living facility and was caught abusing one of his patients with Alzheimer's by her son, who was checking in remotely via cameras that they had set up in her room. He faces multiple felony charges.
Jesus Christ, man.
That is just savagery on a different level. A man in Australia made a harsh discovery about something in their garden. After the unfortunate passing of the family dog, they went out into the garden to find out the possible culprit for the animal's early departure. What they found was a toad, quote, the size of a dinner plate that the animal had licked. Since the event, they kept close tabs on their other dog.
Did you see a picture of that thing?
That thing was fat.
Yeah, it's a fat toad.
That's a fat toad, man.
I'm telling you, a toad will kill you in Australia.
Right.
That's the point of it.
It doesn't even have to
toad.
try.
It's a toad, for crying out loud.
It didn't even do anything.
It's just in your backyard.
You licked it, and it's like, oh, sorry you did that, Chief. You're about to drop dead.
What you would determine to be the least harmful animal that could possibly enter your yard, turns out it's as deadly as any other.
Right. You think that toad was intimidated? No, it was a Pomeranian that was out there. That toad was fine. That toad's just a jerk.
Wouldn't lick me, dog.
Bam.
Okay.
I'm going to release the toxins out of my back holes.
Okay. Jackass.
A delivery driver was arrested after being outed by a fast food employee. The driver is a driver for Amazon that decided to get himself a little lunch on the job. Unfortunately, the driver was decently drunk at the time that he came to the drive-thru of the local McDonald's, bad enough for the employee to report him to police. They arrived on the scene before he left and conducted a field sobriety test, and he was later arrested when he didn't come even close to passing.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know you're messed up in drive-thrus like, yo, we're calling the cops.
Right.
You're that messed up.
I worked the drive-thru. There was a handful of people. I was like, I got a feeling I know why he's here. And there were a couple cops that were stationed next door. That was the DOT building right over there. So they were just kind of hanging out there. But, boy, that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Get ready for the weekend with Ted versus the FCC and Bad Choice Friday.
Yes, indeed. But in the meantime, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.